Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping back by again today. As always, I'm KANO. I appreciate all my new friends and new subscribers. Today I want to talk to you about I'm talking about me now, why I feel it's best living in the Philippines or visiting the Philippines to just hit it and forget it. Now all I can do is give you my past experiences and being married to a Filipina and living in the Philippines. But it's not just the Philippines, okay? It's other countries around the world, mostly impoverished countries like Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Colombia, South Korea, Vietnam, Thailand. From my experience, the best advice I can give, in my opinion, my experience, is hit it and forget it and enjoy your time there. So I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way. So won't you grab your seat, make yourself at home, and let's get started. All right, to start with, I'm going to say this is just my opinion, okay? This is how I feel. I can only give you my perspective, and this is probably going to be the only channel that's going to tell you the God's honest truth. And this is just my perspective. I lived in the Philippines. I was married to a Filipino. I brought her back to the United States. I've been back many times. We divorced. I went back many times, dated many Filipinas, and it was the same thing over and over and over. And I just want to share with you my perspective. Now, you can take it or leave it. Now, I've seen a couple YouTube channels here that I think some guys really got lucky. God blessed them and give them a good wife. But probably 95% of them, these women are with them just for one reason. And I'm going to share with you some of my experiences. And just the other day, I seen this guy on the channel. It's a new channel. I don't think he's got as many viewers as I do. Maybe around the same. I can't remember. But he did an interview with a very popular Filipina. She's married. They have a channel together. And she's very pretty. And I think she's a great mother. And I think he did really good. But he interviewed her along with his wife. I think that's his wife. And it always come up, why do you want a foreigner? And it's always the same thing. We like your pointed nose, the color of your eyes. We make pretty babies together. And then he mentioned, well, does it have anything to do with money? You're like, well, yeah, we want stability, and Filipinos are not stable, and they're drunks, and we can't rely on them. That's the same shit I've heard 1,000 times on every channel from every woman. And I'm gonna tell you, there's some good guys in the Filipino. There's some good guys in the Philippines, but it's the same thing. So, and usually when I comment on a lot of these channels, it gets deleted immediately. And he says something about, well, I chuckle, I'm American, and these guys talk about, well, these women just want me for money, and they ask where you work and how much money you make, but they do the same thing in the United States. And I comment, I'm like, well, they do. But the difference is, the women that asked you these questions, I mean, that's a pretty common question when you go on a date. Well, where you work at? What do you do for a living? He's like, well, I chuckle at that because Americans do that too. The difference is, if you're 55 years old, these women's probably right around your age that you're dating and asking this. They're asking these questions. They're probably 50, 51, 52, around your age, maybe a little younger, but in the United States, most of the women are. And the woman you're with is 30 years younger than you are. That's the difference. And I'm sure, just from looking at her, just guessing, it's just a guess, she may be very rich, but I don't think so. He got her, she was living in poverty when he met her. Okay? So that's the difference. There's a big, very big difference from a 51-year-old woman asking you where you work at and a 21-year-old Filipina asking you where you work at. It's a big fucking difference. Okay? And, but my experience in the Philippines, now some of these guys, I seen this guy, he's a very religious guy. And I respect that very much because I believe in God also. He's got a channel fairly new. And he met this woman in church. And I've always said if you don't start out right, it's not going to end up right. I mean, if you get a girl out of the bar, or the first time you meet her, you pay her for pussy, or you take her back to your room the first night and y'all have sex, probably not going to end up right. That's probably a reason why she's doing that. It's not just because you're the best looking 60-year-old foreigner she's ever met. There's probably a reason behind what she's doing. But you got to keep your eyes open and realize that there's a reason for why these beautiful, warm young women do what they do. I seen this woman post on a video several years ago that when she was in high school, that they was passing out brochures in the Philippines at the high school saying you need to search for a foreigner to have a successful life. And that's pretty well known all over the Philippines. I know families in the Philippines that have decent looking girls and beautiful looking girls, and they're like, hey, you got to find you a foreigner. And it's not just for them, it's just for the family also. If you think these women, you're going to pull them out of the jungle and put them up in BGC in a condo and they're just going to forget about their family and you're just going to have a great life with them, you've lost your damn mind. It's not going to happen. These are family-oriented people, and they're not going to just forget their family. And you're going to have to support them. And I see a lot of these videos about how much money do you give your wife every month? And they're like, well, I give my wife $300, and I say, you can give it to your family, do whatever you want to with it. But that's all I'm giving, no matter what. I'm giving $300. I give her $300, and she can give it to them, or she can spend it on herself, whatever she wants her to do. Whatever she wants to do. Well, that's a lot of that's true, but there's more to it than that. I'm going to tell you right now, you get involved with a Filipina, especially if you're an empath like me. See, I have a big heart, And when the neighbor starts messaging my girlfriend and says, hey, my mama's got asthma real bad. I'm afraid she's going to die. We can't afford to take her to the hospital. She needs, what you call them damn things? Inhaler. They're telling her she needs a machine to breathe. All this shit. Could you please ask your boyfriend to help me? I don't want my mama to die. We're scared. She can't breathe now. And then your wife, she's put in a bad situation. A lot of times, your wife don't want to ask you this shit. But she gets put in a bad situation, and you're like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, fuck her, ain't my problem. Ain't my problem. I can't help. Well, then, if you're an empath, now some guy could probably see somebody get run over on a motorcycle and get killed and start laughing at it. Hey, motherfucker, got run over. But if you got a good heart, you're going to get really, really taken advantage of. That's why I just hit it and forget it. You get involved with the family, she takes you to the barangay to meet her family, and you got a heart, I mean, they're going to be fucking nice to you. They're going to treat you like gold, like you've never been treated. And if you got a heart, I'm going to tell you stories is going to be coming every 3 or 4 days, something's gonna happen. My little girl, could you ask your boyfriend and if she's supposed to start school next Monday and we don't have no uniforms and it's a $20 fee to start school and we don't have the money, can you help? If you don't help, we're not going to be able to send her to school. And I'm like, it's always pressure to help some fucking body. It ain't, and these guys say, well, I'll lay down fucking law. I'll tell them I'll give them $300 a month. That's it. That's all they're getting. They can do whatever they want to, but that's all they're getting. Don't ask me nothing else. Well, usually, I'm telling you, it don't work that way. So you got to decide whether you're going to buy these little kids some uniforms, send them to school, or they ain't going to go to fucking school. And now you got to walk down the hill by them every day, knowing that they could be in school, but you, being a selfish bastard, didn't help pay for their school. And this other guys that live on top of the hill send your wife a message and say, hey, could you ask your foreigner boyfriend to buy us a bag of rice? We've not eaten 2 days. We'll pay you back. We'll do whatever you ask. We'll pay you back. We'll come do something, wash your clothes, whatever. We need some rice. And you're like, now how you going to walk up fucking hill, wave at them, knowing they ain't got no fucking food, and you just left Jollibee's, and you didn't buy them a bag of rice. I'm telling you, there's a lot of pressure when you start getting involved with these women in the Philippines that's in poverty. Like I said, now, I seen a couple people. That guy, Christian guy, met that woman. He's got a Facebook page now. I mean, a YouTube page now. He's fairly new. He showed some pictures of his family. They look like they got a little money. I mean, like probably average mid-income family. They take care of themselves. And he's a younger guy. He's a lot younger than I am, probably in his 30s, probably early 30s. They probably don't ask him for money, and she looks about the same age. But when you get involved with these women that's 20, 30 years younger than you, they're with you for one reason. That's to help their family out of poverty. Like I've said before, these girls didn't grow up 16, 17, 18 years old with farm men posters on their ceiling of 50, 60, 70-year-old men. They're trying to get their family and themselves out of poverty. They see they have no other options. Now they want a good man, don't get me wrong. If he's a decent looking good man, if you're a decent looking good man, older, they'll jump all over you. They do me. They all over me. And they'll do anything you ask them to do. But you've got to realize, just like I get in a taxi. It's been several times. I've been in a taxi and we pull up somewhere. I get in the floorboard. I hide. And the reason why I do that is, when we pull up some of these places, the malls and this and all this stuff, and I'm in a taxi in the Philippines, not just the Philippines, I've did it in Nicaragua. There's some kind of man out there, I don't know if he's homeless or whatever, but as soon as he sees a foreigner in that car, that motherfucker will jump out there and stop traffic. He'll fucking push everybody out of the fucking way, guide you in, and he wants a tip. He's doing it for a reason. It ain't because he loves foreigners and he welcomes you to his country. He wants something out of it. Then he'll run to the trunk. When they open that trunk up, he'll start handing you shit. He wants a tip. He's doing it for a reason. That's the same reason why all these Filipinos are so friendly and kind. When you go visit their family in the jungle and there's fucking 50 people lined up down that little dirt path going up to the hut, because they want to be on your good side. They'll treat you the best you ever been treated in your damn. It's like me going to Applebee's, a restaurant in the United States. And now I come pulling up in a damn limousine, and this guy comes out and opens my damn door up, and I go walking in a suit, and he opens the doors up for me, and I go sit down at a table. Then all these damn waitresses come running up, and everything I want, bam, bam, right there, exactly how I want it. and I tip them all $20, and I walk out and get on video and say, these Applebee's, they treat me like a king. This is the best Applebee's I ever. Well, I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they treat you different than they treat the other people who come in there in a damn Hyundai or a fucking Ford Prius or whatever. Why do they treat you different? Because, see, if you're a foreigner, you're automatically rich in the Philippines. I don't care if the only place you ever worked at in your life was McDonald's, KFC, wherever. That's the only place you ever worked at, and the most you ever made was $20 an hour. If you got enough money to get to the Philippines and you're a foreigner, they know how much it costs. They know you pay probably $1,000 at least, plus or minus according to season. But you pay $1,000 just to get on a fucking airplane to get there. Well, hell, that's 6 months fucking pay for them. You paid 6 months of their salary just to fly there, just to visit. So you're automatically rich. And if you don't help them, you don't help the neighbors, you don't help the family, well, you're just a low-life bastard that's a snob and just want to keep all your wealth to yourself. Even though maybe you're there just on an $800 pension a month. You might be living there on $800 a month, just barely making it. But it don't matter what you tell them. They're not going to fucking believe that shit. I'm telling you, they're going to think you're rich. And if you don't help, you're a very disrespectful person. And you don't like the Filipinos. And you're taking advantage of them. And they don't like that shit. They expect you to help. So the best thing I tell you, this is why when I meet these Filipinos, I go over there and I ask them out and have a good time. And I don't lie to them. I tell them the damn truth. Now, I don't tell them, I ain't meeting your fucking family. I don't tell them this. I just say I'm looking for somebody to hang out with. Or maybe I'm going to Panglao next week. Would you like to go? I don't tell them, I won't come meet your family. If they ask me to meet your family, I'm like, nah, I'm not in no rush to do that. I don't want to meet no family. Because I'm telling you, once you meet the family, they want to adopt you. They want to adopt you into the family. But there's a saying, if you marry a Filipino, or even if you date a Filipino, then you're married to the whole fucking family. And they expect you as a family, which they do. They take care of each other. And I'm going to tell you what, you the first motherfucker they coming to when shit hits the fan. If somebody's sick, somebody ain't got food, they don't have gas for the motorcycle, their daughter's got a rotten tooth, and they go to the dentist, their grandmother can't breathe, they need to go to the doctor, you're going to be the first one that pops in every one of them's mind in that village, in that barangay. You're going to be the one they come to. And they're going to pressure your wife or your girlfriend to ask for help. And if they don't get it, they're going to look down at her. They're going to look down on her and you. And they expect you to help. So the best thing I can tell you, in my opinion, from traveling to all these countries and getting a relationship, I'm not saying you can't get lucky. You can get lucky. But if you don't start out right, you're not going to end up right. If you're getting involved with a woman, and the first thing you do is go up to the jungle and buy a pig, and they put it on a bamboo stick, and everybody's living in a hut, you in for a long journey. I'll tell you that right now. Now, if you meet a woman in the Philippines and she invites her to it, you got a really nice home, a really nice family dress with they got bathtub and shower and running water. Now, you're probably going to be all right. I mean, there's a good chance you can be all right. You might not have to support everything. But if you get one of these a lot of beautiful women in the Philippines that's in poverty, and you go back up through the jungle, down that dirt path to meet the family and all the neighbors, because they all going to be there. You can bet your ass they all going to know it. The first time you go visit her family, if they live in the jungle somewhere, in the province, everybody's going to, you're going to think the President of the United States just walked up. They're going to be a line of people down through there, everybody. You're going to feel special. They want you to feel special. They want you to help. That's why they're kind to you. I mean, it's just like if Elon Musk moved next door to me, and maybe, let's just say I hate Trump. Maybe I hate Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, whatever, it don't matter. But Elon Musk showed up, and I'm going to say, fuck Elon Musk. He supported Trump. Fuck him. No, I ain't going to do that. That ain't going to happen. He's the richest man in the fucking world. I'm living in poverty over here. Ain't got no fucking food. Eating coconut every day. Starving. I'm going to go over there and try to befriend him. Say, hey man, if you ever need me to cut your grass or change your oil, hey, listen, we're all family around here. We're all friends down here where we live at. You just let me, you need anything, you let me know. That's what happens. And, so I'm just giving you my opinion, my experiences. Every time I've ever been jerked into the woods and the jungle to meet a family, it's not been good. As a matter of fact, I had a family, I told them, no, I ain't helping you do nothing. And they sabotaged our relationship. They even called the ex-boyfriend up, which was American. They told him a bunch of fucking shit, and he started messaging me. They're not even together. Telling me to stay away, leave them alone. These motherfuckers was pissed off because they wanted me to all take them to the beach. They said there's about 25 of them. They wanted me to take them to the beach, buy a bunch of Jollibee chicken and all this shit, do all this shit. And I'm like, nah, I ain't doing all that. I'm just here for a couple of weeks. I just come to meet her. I just met her. I'm not ready for all that right now. They got pissed off. They pissed him the fuck off. So they called their ex-boyfriend, which is American, I think he lives in Cebu. She was in Mindanao. They're not together. They ain't been together for several years. But that woman, I think it was her father's aunt, messaged him and told him there's another American down here, and blah, blah, blah. They had a daughter together. Blah, 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 telling them a bunch of shit. And they was just pissed off. It pissed them off because they realized they wasn't going, nah, we ain't doing that. I know what the fuck you doing. You want me to take 25 people to the fucking beach, pay a mission fee, want to buy everybody Jollibee, they're going to use me all day, all night long to spend a couple $100. At least, probably, for everybody. And I wasn't interested in meeting them. Doing all that shit. I just come say hello. I shouldn't have did that shit. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. Just like one time when I met my wife, went to the Philippines. First time I ever met them. And I was sitting there a couple of days. I was there a couple of days. I think it's probably the second day. I was on the front porch of her mother and father, at a nipple hut. Didn't have a bathroom. Had one running water in the sink in the kitchen. They was poor, They asked me, would you like to go around the island? Get a van. We'll go around the island and we'll show you the tourist spots around the island tomorrow. It was the next day. I'm like, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds great. That's amazing. Well, we went back to it. They said, well, we'll come get you. Well, my wife left, girlfriend at the time, fiance. She left and said, well, I'll go get a van. I was like, okay. So they left me there with them, and they didn't speak good English, That's kind of awkward. But anyway, she come back a couple hours later and said, all right, we got it for tomorrow. Okay, cool. So tomorrow we'll come get you. So we got back on a bus, went back, a big bus, went back to where we was about an hour away. They said, we'll be there in the morning. Well, these motherfuckers showed up in a jeepney. It wasn't a little van for me, my fiance, and her mom and dad. There was 25 people in this fucking bus. 25 of them. I'm telling you, look, it was a school bus. The whole motherfucking thing was full. And I'm like, and they pulled in where we stand at the resort. And I'm like, what the hell? What is this? She's like, that's the family. Got on. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, well, we're going to go around the island. Okay, all right. Now I'm thinking. And we wasn't on the bus 15 minutes. It's like they won't know if to stop the store and you buy everybody a drink. And I'm like, fuck, it's going. I thought this was me. Well, my family come too, and some of her friends, some of my friends. So we stopped at the store. Everybody got a bag of chips and a drink. I don't know how much I paid. I ended up paying for all of it. Then we went around, and then we went through the man-made forest, and then we went to see the tarsiers, and then we went up there and seen Chocolate Hills. Well, I had to pay for everybody's mission. And then when we went to Chocolate Hills, everybody wanted a trinket. They wanted a key ring, this, that, a stuffed animal. I had to pay for all that shit. Then I had to stop by everybody food. And then we went back and dropped everybody. I had to pay for the bus. And I ended up spending probably, I don't know, probably $300 or $400 on that fucking trip. And I was pissed the fuck off. I had the $300 or $400. But see, that's the way they work things. They don't tell you. They don't say, hey, listen, I'm going to take my family, but there's going to be a lot of them. I'm going to get a bus. There's going to be about 25 of them. They'll tell you, they won't tell you the whole fucking story. They'll trick you into it. Then they'll make you, and if you don't pay, then you're just a son of a bitch. A stingy American. You know, that's the way they look at it. Because you're rich. So, and it's like that with everything. It's like that with everything in the Philippines. When you get involved with poverty, people, women in poverty. And even my ex-wife couldn't understand. I was working overtime because we didn't have enough money for the fucking bills. And she wants me to buy her first car, brand new fucking Camaro convertible, brand new. Like, yeah, baby, we're driving used cars. I'm driving a Nissan Sentra. I paid $3,000 for it. If we could afford a fucking Camaro convertible, I'd have been driving that a long time ago. Well, we can afford it. We can afford it. No, the fuck we can't. I'm working overtime now. And she was pissed the fuck off. I mean, pissed off. Wouldn't talk to me for several days, you know. Did that damn shit, you know. Didn't want to talk. And I'm just telling you, and it's every relationship I ever experienced in the Philippines has been the same way. So I'm just gonna tell you, if you seriously, all these motherfuckers on here, and these relationships with these younger women, from these women and the provinces, they're paying for it. And they're paying more than what they say they are. I don't want that pressure. I'm not going to the Philippines looking for a family to adopt me and to take care of. That's not why I'm going there. I'm going there and enjoy my life and have a good time. I'm old. I done raised my fucking family. I done raised my kids. They're grown. I'm going to have a good time. So the best thing I can tell you to do is you get involved with this woman, you're going to have to turn your feelings off. Go out with them. Be kind to them. I'm not saying be mean. Be kind to them. Treat them good. Have a good time. And then they're going to try to pull you in. Come meet my family. You're like, no, I'm not ready for that. That's more than what I want to do. I'm just looking for a good time. I don't lie to them. I don't try to trick them. I don't tell them I'm looking for a wife and a family. I don't tell them none of that shit. I just tell them the truth. I'm looking for somebody to have a good time with. But yeah, listen, I'm just telling you. These guys on here that just says, I give my wife $300 a month and that's it, blah, blah, blah. Nah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you one more example before I get off here. I've said this before, but my ex-wife, I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years. Since we got divorced, my Filipino wife. We hadn't talked since the day we split up. She left. That was it. I seen her in court a couple times after that. We never spoke a fucking word. And all of a sudden, my phone went off. Facebook Messenger. She was calling me. Her name popped up. She never did delete me from Facebook. But we never talked, never messaged or nothing. And I'm like, something bad fucking happened. What the fuck she calling me? I ain't talked to her in 2 years. So I answered the damn phone, and she was just, hey, how you doing? I just called to see how you doing. And she said, I just want to let you know I apologize for what happened. I feel bad for it, and we was both wrong, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, okay, well, whatever, everything okay? She's like, yeah, I just called to say hey, blah, blah, blah. She called me a couple times after that. And then she started talking about a couple guys she was dating. I'm like, what the fuck you telling me this shit for? You want some dick? She's like, no, why you talk like that? I'm like, well, why you telling me about all these other men? Well, I was just trying to be friendly with. I don't want to be your fucking friend. I don't need no women that's friends. If I'm gonna have any friends, it's gonna be men. If you don't want to fuck, don't be messing with me telling me about. Well, I've been dating this one guy, but he tells me he won't tell me he loves me, but we've been seeing each other for 4 months. Well, what the fuck you telling me for? I'm your ex-husband. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, so I ended up blocking her. Again, well, I blocked her. I ain't talked to her now 6 months. But I started getting messages from her family, her brother-in-law, her sister's husband. Won't know if he could borrow a couple $100. Now, I done been through this shit with her family, before, but they just out of fucking blue. Been over 2 years. I'm like, won't you ask her? I ain't gonna say her name. No, we're not asking her. I'm like, well, I can't help you. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Well, a month later, her aunt messaged me. Won't know if she borrowed money. Bad situation. I'm like, no, won't you ask her? Won't you ask your niece? No, I'm not asking her. So I messaged her. I said, hey, your fucking family, they just started back messing me, asking me for money. She said, do what I did. Block them. You blocked them. Yeah, that's all they do is ask for money, and I got tired of it and I blocked them. I said, well, that's the fucking problem me and you was having. Every fucking 2 or 3 days, somebody's wanting money. You come to me, hey, my aunt needs this, my brother needs this, my sister needs this, my nieces need school. We ain't got no Christmas present. It's their birthday. It's my daddy's birthday. They won't let you on. Buy this, $150 pig. It's her, and you got 10 brothers and sisters. Hell, it's somebody's birthday every 3 or 4 weeks. And their nieces and nephews and shit. I mean, it was all fucking time. She said, well, I blocked them. I'm sorry they bothered you, just block them. Well, I did. I blocked them. And then later on, I blocked her. But, hell, she was going through the same shit I was. Once you come to the United States, she lives there. She don't live about 40 minutes down the road. Probably not that long. 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere around there. I ain't seen her, but I know where she lives. I know what city she lives in. And she told me. But I don't care. It don't make no fucking difference. But she's going through the same thing I'm going through because she's in the United States. She's rich now. She got a lot of money. And all her friends and all her family ask her for money. She blocked them. She blocked every fucking one of them. What she told me. She said, I blocked my sisters and aunts, all of them. I got tired of hearing it. I was like, well, hell, now you know how I feel. So I'm just telling you right now, you get involved with these young women, I'm not saying you can't now. If you get involved with a 25-year-old woman and you're 55 and her family's got money, well, congratulations. But most of the time, most of us guys are going to be involved with these women are going to be. And some of you guys are going to say, well, my wife's 40. Well, she's probably been married, or my girlfriend's 40. Well, she's probably been married, and she's probably married now, and you're committing adultery. So you're putting yourself in a bad situation. If you're in the Philippines with a woman in her 30s, especially 30s or older, she's probably been married, and you're with somebody's wife, and that's a 6-year prison sentence. So you're better off just sticking with these young girls and not making no commitment. If they want to come out and hang out and have a good time, hey, come on. Hey, you want to go to the beach? Yeah, come on. You want me to go back and meet your family in the jungle? Nah, that shit ain't happening. You forget that shit. You want to get married? No, I ain't getting married. I'm not looking for a wife. I've been married before. I'm not looking for a wife. You want to come over and hang out every once in a while? Hang out with me down there at Pangalao or wherever. I'm not going back to see your family because I'm telling you what's going to happen. You're going to get trapped. All right, guys, well, that's all I got. I'm just giving you my opinion. This is what I'm doing, okay? I've seen all these fucking YouTube. I've seen every fucking one of these YouTube channels. And I'll tell you what's going on. These guys are living under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure almost daily from her family. Whether she wants to do it or not, she has to. That's her family. And just like my ex-wife told me, she said, you know, Philippines, marriage is for life in the Philippines. But my mother and father has told me if I wanted to leave you that they would support it because you're not helping us. I said, well, get the fuck out of here. Because I didn't come to adopt a family and take care of the whole fucking family. That ain't why. I told them that I would take care of you and I'd care for you and I'd love you. I didn't tell you I'd take care of you and your whole fucking extended family. And your friends and everybody else anytime they had a trouble. And if I don't help, I'm a piece of shit. And I ain't fucking dealing with that shit. So, all right, that's the reason why I decided to hit it and forget it. I don't get attached to nobody. I go over there and I get with these beautiful younger women in their 20s. We have a great time and they're beautiful. And I take care of them. And I make sure they have a great time and I respect them. And then they can take their ass back home. If they won't come back again, they can come back again. If they don't want to come back again, if they want something, if they want a husband, well, hey, listen, I enjoyed our time we had together. You're beautiful, and I wish you the best. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I think I said all I wanted to say. I just want to tell you why I decided to hit it and forget it. Too much pressure for me. I'm not looking for a family to adopt and support. I ain't doing that shit. I'll support my wife. And a lot of you guys are going to say, well, you know, if you love your wife, you're supporting family. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm not going there to support the whole fucking family every week for the rest of my life. I've done all that shit. Okay? And it don't matter what age they are. It's going to be the same. You can be 65 years old and find a 55-year-old woman. You're still going to have to support a family. So, I ain't doing that shit. You know, best of luck for you. You know, I know what you're doing. You're paying for it. You're paying for it. You know, I mean, you're going to pay for it either way. Either way. I just soon go on one day a week in the Philippines. Get one beautiful girl. Go out on a weekend trip with her. Have a good time. Send her ass back home. I don't have to support her mother and father. Help send her brother and sister to school and all this shit. And let it go. And then if she wants to do it again one day down the road, she decides, hey, I'm bored. And I'm like, come on. Well, we'll go to fucking Elo or something, whatever. All right, guys, that's all I got. I've said enough. And I want you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you subscribing to my channel. For whatever reason, whether it be music reviews and listening to me rant. I just want to be honest with you guys as much as possible. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for today. Until I see you again, you take care of yourself, and God bless.